Hey guys, welcome back to Mo's Game Table. Today we're going to take a look inside War Diary issue number 22. It is available now both in PDF and in print form, and if you have a subscription, you should be receiving your print copy very, very soon. I have a copy of the digital edition here, so we're going to take a look through and see what's inside. First, we start off with the prelude, or the letter from the editor, Roy Matheson. Here he's going to touch on the updates to the Charlies with the transition from Tim to Gary from Ardwolf's Lair. He's also going to talk about the community reaching out and helping fellow wargamer Mark Ruggiero and his wife when word got out that they had both been diagnosed with cancer. It's been a great community effort, everybody banding together as a band of brothers and helping out Mark and his wife in their time of need. Then he goes on to talk about the positive responses that he's received for the last game that they had published, Guadalcanal. They have another one coming out. Both of these are designed by Mike Niggle, Guadalcanal, and the new one, which is also available now, 1914 Deluxe, Hell Unleashed. It's really great to see War Diary continuing on with these game releases, and I can say that Guadalcanal is very much well worth picking up if you haven't already done so. It's always great to see these classics revisited and updated. Then at the bottom of the page, we have an ad for Stalingrad Advance to the Volga from Revolution Wargames. They always make great stuff. Then we get to the table of contents with the first article being The Russian Campaign versus Russia Besieged by Art Lupinacci. Of course it's going to be Art if it's going to be covering both the Russian campaign and Russia Besieged. You know Art is going to be right in the middle of that. Then we have Designing Invasion Malta, Challenges and Solutions by Vance von Voorhees. Then we have Corvette Command, The Battle of the Atlantic Solitaire by Ray Garby. Meeting Triumph and Disaster, The Italian Campaigns in North Africa and Russia by Paul Combin. Across the Boog River by Arrigo Valliconia. Another review on Malta Besieged, this time by John Burt. And then just like we talked about a few moments ago, Mike Nagel, the designer of 1914 Deluxe, Hell Unleashed, is going to give his design notes on the design process for this game. And then we close out with Pass and Review, which are capsule reviews by Michael Stoltz, Hans Korting, and Roy Matheson. And we start off with the first article, The Russian Campaign versus Russia Besieged by Art Lupinacci. He's going to compare the two games and talk about the similarities and the differences between them both. And he definitely knows both of these games really well, so it'll be a real interesting read to see what he has to say about both these games. As you can see, quite the lengthy article. Then we get to Designing Invasion Malta, Challenges and Solutions by Vance von Voorhees. Then we have the first review of the magazine, Corvette Command, The Battle of the Atlantic Solitaire by Ray Garby. He's going to give us his thoughts on this title. Next up, we have Meeting Triumph and Disaster, The Italian Campaigns in North Africa and Russia by Paul Combin. He's going to be covering the Italian campaigns in both of those theaters. Should be pretty interesting because there's not a lot of articles out there on the Italian campaigns. This is a good lengthy article. Then we get to our next review by Arrigo Valliconia. This is Across the Boog River. Then we have an ad for Fortress Games for 20th Air Force, 8th Air Force, and Save Afghanistan Comrade and Save South Vietnam. If you've not checked out their games, I definitely recommend you do. I picked up Save South Vietnam and Save Afghanistan Comrade on Kickstarter, and they're both really interesting games, so definitely check them out. Then we have our next review by John Burt for Malta Besieged. He's going to give us his thoughts on the game. Then we get to 1914 Deluxe, Hell Unleashed, Designer's Notes by Mike Nagel. And Mike is going to give us his look at the design process for this game. As you can see, a look at the map here. Then a breakdown of the unit counters as well as the sample cards. Then in the Pass and Review section, which are shorter encapsulated reviews, we have Stalingrad, Verdun, and the Volga by Michael Stoltz. Salerno 43 by Hans Korting. And then Guadalcanal labels from Roy Matheson. This is going to be some labels that were created by a reader that are going to help you in storing your counters for Guadalcanal, which you also see at the bottom of the page there, the ad for Guadalcanal from War Diary magazine. And then Roy also gives you a couple other storage options. You have the Iris USA 8.5 by 11 thin portable project storage case, and then the ammo crate from Lock and Load Publishing. Then we have an ad for Glory and Empire First Victories from Lock and Load Publishing. And we finish out on the back with an ad for the latest Kim Kanger design, La Primogenita, 1941 East Africa campaign. If it's from Kim, you know it's going to be solid, and if it's made by Legion Wargames, you know it's going to be a gorgeous production. And that is a look inside of War Diary issue number 22, which, as I said before, is available now both in digital and print formats. So if you have not already picked it up, make sure you get your order in from War Diary magazine and get the latest issue, either digital or print. And as I always say, if you've not checked this magazine out, you definitely owe it to yourself to do so. It is a fantastic magazine full of great articles every month, well worth your time. Well, I hope that helps you guys out if you've been curious about this magazine. If you have any comments or questions, post them down below. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.